Imagine an entire city carved directly into rose-red cliffs, not built on top of the ground, not assembled from cut stones, but carved, chiseled, and sculpted straight out of the living rock of a mountain range. Thousands of buildings, tombs, temples, and palaces, all cut from the same sandstone that glows pink and amber in the desert sun. Now, imagine that this city, which once housed tens of thousands of people, was so completely lost to the Western world for over 500 years that its very existence became legend. That city is Petra. Located in the desert canyons of what is now southern Jordan, Petra was one of the most extraordinary cities ever built by human hands. It was the capital of the Nabatean Kingdom, an Arab civilization of brilliant traders and engineers who turned a barren desert into a thriving metropolis. At its peak, Petra sat at the crossroads of trade routes connecting Arabia, Egypt, India, and the Mediterranean. And every merchant who passed through paid the Nabateans handsomely for the privilege. Then the trade routes shifted, the earthquakes came, and the city was abandoned. By the Middle Ages, it existed only in rumor and legend. A European explorer did not set eyes on it again until 1812. What he found was one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in human history.
The story of Petra begins with the Nabateans, a group of nomadic Arab traders who roamed the deserts of what is now Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Israel around the 4th century BC. They were not warriors or conquerors. They were merchants, extraordinarily skilled at navigating desert trade routes that others found impassable. The Nabateans controlled the lucrative trade in frankincense and myrrh from southern Arabia, spices from India, silk from China, and copper from the Sinai. Any merchant who wanted to move goods between the Mediterranean world and the riches of the East had to pass through Nabatean territory, and the Nabateans charged for that passage. Their wealth grew rapidly. And rather than continuing to live as nomads, they chose a remarkable location in which to build their capital, a natural basin hidden deep within a canyon of rose-red sandstone cliffs, accessible only through a narrow gorge called the Siq, a passage barely wide enough for 2 camels to walk side by side. The location was a military genius stroke. The narrow entrance could be defended by a handful of soldiers against an entire army. The cliffs provided building material, and underground springs, and an elaborate water collection system provided water in the middle of a desert. The Nabateans began transforming this hidden valley into one of the ancient world's most magnificent cities. What makes Petra extraordinary beyond its history is its architecture. The Nabateans did not simply build in the canyon, they carved their city into it. Working with hand tools, chisels, and an extraordinary understanding of engineering and aesthetics, they cut directly into the sandstone cliffs. The most famous is Al-Khazneh, known as the Treasury. Despite its name, it was almost certainly a royal tomb. Its facade, carved from a single cliff face, stands 40 meters tall and is decorated with elaborate Hellenistic columns and carvings of extraordinary precision. It appears at the end of the Siq, so suddenly and so dramatically that visitors who walk the narrow gorge experience something literally breathtaking. But the treasury is just the beginning. Petra contains over 600 carved stone facades, including royal tombs, temples, and a massive theater. There are colonnaded streets, bathhouses, and marketplaces. The city also contains one of the ancient world's most sophisticated water engineering systems. The Nabateans cut channels into the cliff faces, built dams to control flash floods, and constructed underground ceramic pipe systems. In a region that receives very little rain, they created a city with public fountains, lush gardens, and swimming pools.
Petra's glory did not last forever. In 106 AD, the Roman Emperor Trajan annexed the Nabatean kingdom peacefully and incorporated it into the Roman province of Arabia Petraea. Petra remained an important city under Roman rule, and new buildings in the Roman style were added alongside the Nabatean ones. But gradually, the city's importance declined. Rome shifted trade routes, and maritime trade through the Red Sea began to replace the overland caravan routes that had made Petra rich. An earthquake in 363 AD caused significant damage to the city's buildings and, more importantly, destroyed parts of its water management system. Without reliable water in the middle of a desert, the city became difficult to sustain. A second major earthquake in the late 500s further damaged the already weakened city. By the 7th century, Petra had been largely abandoned. The Bedouin tribes of the region knew it as a mysterious place of carved cliffs and ancient ruins. But to the wider world, it had simply ceased to exist. For over 500 years, no European traveler visited or reported on Petra. Its existence was kept secret by the Bedouins who considered it their territory. The Swiss explorer Johann Ludwig Burckhardt changed that in 1812. Disguising himself as a Muslim pilgrim and speaking Arabic, he convinced a local guide to take him to the site. What he found astonished him and the world. Johann Ludwig Burckhardt's rediscovery of Petra in 1812 opened the ancient city to the world again. Within decades, archaeologists, travelers, and artists were making the journey to southern Jordan to witness the rose-red city. In 1985, UNESCO designated Petra a World Heritage Site. In 2007, it was voted one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Today, it is Jordan's most visited attraction, drawing over 1 million visitors annually in good years. But Petra is more than a tourist destination. It is a still largely unexcavated archaeological site. Archaeologists estimate that only about 15% of the ancient city has been excavated so far. The vast majority of Petra still lies buried or unexamined beneath the desert surface. A 2016 survey using satellite imagery and ground-penetrating radar revealed a massive monumental structure buried just south of the city center. An enormous platform with a colonnaded forecourt, unlike anything previously known at the site. Nobody knows what it is. Petra continues to yield secrets. The city also faces serious threats. Tourist foot traffic damages ancient stone surfaces. Flash floods, a problem the Nabateans managed brilliantly with their water systems, now threaten the unmanaged ruins. Climate change is altering rainfall patterns. The world's most beautiful lost city faces new challenges in its survival. If this story amazed you, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment below telling us which ancient city you want to explore next. Thank you for watching.